Good afternoon, Mr. Connor. Come in, Ronnie. Thank you for coming over.
Well, I would have been by sooner, Iris, but I had the distinct impression you didn't want to see me.
Sit down, please. We have to talk.
All right.
I want you to tell me about your last visit with Alex.
Well, it was hardly a visit, Iris. I walked into the room, and I saw he wasn't breathing.
He didn't say a word to you?
No.
Do you know why Alex asked to see you?
Well, I suppose he wanted to talk about the company.
It was to tell you he was planning on changing his will.
What?
Instead of leaving you and me and Dennis each 1/3 of World Oil, he was going to leave the entire company to Dennis. Dennis went to see Alex to acknowledge him as his natural father.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, Alex wanted his son and heir to control the company.
Did Alex tell Dennis that?
No, he didn't have a chance to tell him. He didn't live long enough. Nor did he live long enough to make the changes he wished to make. How very fortunate for you.
Joe? Joe?
Dear Elena, I'm sorry it had to end this way, but you gotta believe it's the best way for both of us. Well, what kind of a life would you have? The two of us spending the rest of our lives on the run from the cops. But I was serious about that promise I made you. Once I get my hands on that money, I'm gonna send you a signed confession that you can take to Stryker Bellman so Carrington can be set free. If I can find the money soon enough, maybe you won't have to go to jail at all. I'm taking something of yours. I hope you won't mind. He told me once that Bernie Bear was for good luck. Well, I'm going to need all the luck I can get if I'm going to find that money. P.S. I got one more thing I got to tell you before I sign off. Something I never could say in front of you. I don't know why I couldn't say it, except that, well, I never have said it to anybody before. I love you, Elena. And we'll miss you. I'm sorry for all the trouble I caused you. And I hope somehow you'll be able to forgive me.
I don't like what you're implying, Iris.
I'm not implying anything. I'm telling you outright. I think you pressured Alex into working much harder than he needed to work, especially after what he'd been through.
Alex set his own work schedule. I was just as concerned about it as you are. I was trying for a long time to get him to spend less hours at the office.
Well, of course. The less time he spent at World Oil, the more control you could have.
You know, there's just no winning with you, is there? First you tell me that I'm overworking Alex. Then you tell me that I'm trying to take over his job. Now, you're not interested in the truth. You're just going to believe what you want to believe, right?
I am not sure what to believe about Alex's last moments.
I did not walk into that hospital room, have an argument with my uncle about his will, and cause him to have a stroke. Now, that's the truth. Furthermore, if Alex had discussed the changing of the will with me and told me that he was giving over control to Dennis, I certainly would have gone along with it. I've always respected Alex's wishes. And I know just as well as you how much Dennis meant to him.
How touching.
Look, Iris, when Alex discussed the changing of the will with you, did he imply that I'd be angry with him?
He didn't discuss changing his will with me.
Then how do you know about it?
I heard it in Alex's own words.
Are you saying you didn't have a talk with him? But you know exactly what he said. How's that?
It doesn't matter how...
Well, it matters a great deal to me. Now I want to know who we discussed this with.
He asked Ashley to make an appointment with Stryker for him.
Ashley told you this?
She didn't have to tell me. She simply played the tape recording for me.
Ashley. And where Ashley is, Justin's not far behind. I should have known.
What makes you think Justin has anything to do with this?
Listen, did you hear these tapes today, earlier this afternoon?
Yes.
Well, now, Justin's very furious with me because this morning I closed his project down.
You've never cared for Justin, have you?
I've never cared very much for the way he does business.
Alex obviously approved of the way he did business.
Alex was willing to take a chance on Justin, just as he'd take a chance on anyone.
He's certainly done very well for World Oil.
Well, that remains to be seen. Now, I kept his project open because that's the way Alex wanted it. But if I find out that Justin was ever involved in anything illegal or unethical, then he's not going to be around World Oil much longer.
It remains to be seen how much longer you'll be with the company. Perhaps Alex had another motive in mind when he decided to change his will. Perhaps he'd come to the conclusion that you're not the man to run the company after all.
Can I get you anything else, Mrs. Wheeler?
No, I'm fine, Lily. Thank you.
Good morning, Vivian.
Hiya, Mr. Bellman.
Morning, Stryker.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. Grant.
Thanks for stopping by on the way to the office.
Well, it's silly to have you come all the way downtown when we live around the corner from each other.
Would you care for some coffee?
No, thank you.
Well, let's sit down. I spoke with Justin and Ashley yesterday. They told me of Alex's request to see you about changing his will.
I see.
Justin left the tape with me. Have you heard it?
Yes, I have.
It's obvious that Alex wanted to turn the company over to Dennis, and I want his wishes carried out.
That's impossible, Iris.
Why?
Alex's exact words on the tape were, I want to change my will. My son is going to become Wheeler Oil. That doesn't constitute a legal will. It won't hold up in court. I won't even take it to court.
Very well, then. I'll hire another lawyer who will.
Elena, you can't let me down like this.
Billy Joe, if I get up on that stage to sing tonight, I know that I'm just going to be terrible.
Honey, you couldn't be terrible if you wanted to. Now, will you stop talking like that?
Billy Joe, were you here when KVIK came to record that show?
Yeah, but that was different, honey. It was a whole different type of tension you're under. That's all behind you now.
I'm sorry, Billy Joe. I just can't do it.
I just don't understand what it is you're so upset about now. Are you still upset because that Joe Foster guy took you hostage again? Because that's over and done with, darling. You gotta forget all that and get on with the rest of your life.
No, that's not what it is, Billy Joe. It's just that I don't feel like singing tonight.
Would it help to talk to Uncle Billy Joe about it, huh?
No, I don't think so.
Elena, I'm not trying to push you or anything. I understand what you're trying to tell me here, but we really need you here back at the coop.
I know that.
Well, you want to come back, don't you?
Well, of course I want to come back, Billy Joe.
Well, maybe if you just try...
Billy Joe?
Hi, Ruby.
What's up?
Elena, this is my sister, Ruby Wright. Ruby, this is Elena Decker.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Hi. Excuse me. Billy Joe, you didn't tell me that your sister was going to be in town.
Well, well, she just came in the day before yesterday, but she's just staying with me for a little while.
Yeah? I just loved your hit record. It's all over town. Well, thank you. Everybody in Nashville was talking about it. Really? Yeah. It's a nice little song.